For the next side of our playground, let's create some simple bars. We'll draw a circle on the inside of this pillar, but before starting the circle, hover on this midpoint inference for 2 seconds. This creates a focus on this point and gives us an inference so that we can start our circle on the center of the pillar. Now draw a circle using this reference with a radius of 1 inch. Pull this circle across to the opposite pillar, inferring to that edge for an exact length. With our bar created, let's select it all and make it a component. So why did we make it a component? Remember the rule for components. If you are going to make one object, a group is fine. But if you're going to make 2 or more, you should use components. That's right, we're going to copy this bar several times so we can introduce arrays. Creating arrays correctly requires a series of steps, so follow along carefully and don't worry if you need to try a few times to get the hang of it. Arrays are created by making one copy first, then telling Sketchup to make some number of additional copies. So we'll start by selecting and moving our bar. Click once to start moving, then press Ctrl or Option on the Mac to move a copy instead. Make sure you are moving it in the blue axis and click to finish the move where you think the second bar should go. Now type 4x and press Enter for 4 total copies. While still in the array function, type 3x and press Enter for 3 copies instead. It is important that you immediately create your array after moving the component. If you choose another tool or click a different key, you will exit the array function. If this happens, and it will sometimes, simply undo and create your first copy again, then enter the number of copies you wish, followed by X, and press Enter to accept. As with all these concepts we are introducing, there is more depth to arrays than what we can cover here, so something to look forward to in later courses. For now, let's continue with this playground. For the noun, let's create some simple bars. We'll draw a circle on the inside of this pillar, but before starting the circle, our playground needs some stairs at this point, and we'll make them fairly simple. Draw a rectangle from this midpoint inference to the corner of the platform, and pull this shape out 4 feet. Navigate to see the bottom side and pull this rectangle down using the base of the pillars to infer to. Now use the tape measure tool to create a guide 12 inches away from this top edge and 8 inches down from this side edge. Use the pencil tool to draw a line from the guides we just created. Then hit the escape key to stop drawing additional lines. At this point, we have a number of guidelines we don't need anymore. Guides can be deleted with the eraser tool, but you can also clear all guides by going to the Edit menu and choosing Delete Guides. One of the important concepts of Sketchup is that you are using the drawing tools to create simple or even complex surfaces that you can then push or pull. We can select these 2 edges, copy them a few times to create a stair shape that could then be carved away with the push-pull tool. Start by selecting just these 2 edges. Remember to hold the Shift key to add or subtract from your selection. With these edges selected, use the Move tool and make sure to start the move from this endpoint. As we try to move these edges, it's warping the geometry, but simply tap Control or Option on a Mac to activate a copy and move exactly to this endpoint. Now, if you are very comfortable with the array function that we introduced previously, you could array these edges, but you can also simply move and copy these edges 2 more times. Do whatever you are comfortable with. You should end up with a final stair shape that we can cut away with the push-pull tool. For the lower part of the stairs, you can leave the whole form or carve away some area of it. It's your choice. I'm going to draw a simple arc from edge to edge and carve away that shape with push-pull. Whatever you choose, remember to group our stairs before moving on. For the final side of our playground, let's create a simple slide. Draw a rectangle on our platform surface from the top to bottom edge, then pull it out 6 feet, and pull it down to the ground using our pillars as reference. Create a 2-point arc using the corner of the box and this intersection inference point. Keep your arc inside the box edges, and with the arc drawn, select it, then move and copy it by this endpoint. So we can move the copy to the top of the box. Now cut away the rest of the box with push-pull. And remember to group our new slide. The final step for our playground is to add some colors and play with the shadow settings. You can find the shadow settings under the window menu and toggle the shadows dialog box on. Shadows can be turned on and off, and you can adjust the time of day and year for accurate shadow studies. Adding some color is easy. We'll use the paint bucket tool to access materials in Sketchup. The materials dialog box looks different on Mac and PC, and we'll cover it in more detail later. For now, just select any color or material, then paint it on a group in the model, and add more colors as you'd like. In fact, add other elements to your model as you'd like. Now that you have an idea of how some of the tools work, keep going with any ideas you may have, and then keep learning. We've only scratched the surface, and there is so much more to learn. So, we look forward to seeing you in the next course.